already ended with the cutscene. And so, yeah, we're actually finally gonna review the very first Cartoon Network video game based off the show The Powerpuff Girls. To make a long story short, they made a pie and Mojo Jojo steals it and shares it with the other villains, and they have Chemical X powers. So now it's up to our heroes, the Powerpuff Girls, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup, to stop the villains from taking over Townsville. There are slight problems with this game. One, controlling the characters is a little bit impossible to do. All you're going to do is jump around and attack your enemies and grab weapons that always respawn every time you throw it at the enemy. The 64 was pretty bad, but at least the PlayStation 1 I'm talking about has different music. The 64 replays the same music over and over again, the same Powerpuff Girls music. There's just not much else to say about how the game, in where they just have the girls save Townsville from the villains. And there's only like a few of the villains from the show. Mojo Jojo, Fuzzy Lunkins, Sedusa, Princess Morbucks, Ace, Billy, and the final villain. Spoiler alert, the final boss is basically him. To unlock the character, you had to defeat Mojo not once, not twice, but 3 times. You had to play the Powerpuff Girls 3 times. Also, every time you get more Chemical X, you have to press R1 or the other button from the 64 to become super powerful. Ignore that sound. This is all you do in the game. You just fight each other up. This will be pretty much a short review, because this is how you play the game. Just jump around, throw your weapons at enemies, use superpowers against your... If you beat the game right away, you unlock the characters that do basically the same thing, have superpowers. They'll drain the character's health. And the characters will repeat the same lines over and over again when they take a hit or repeat the same words. And believe me, it'll get annoying right away. Here, the characters repeat the same lines over and over again. The PlayStation 1 to this game is not half bad. Music is good, but Mojo Jojo is one of the most toughest characters that take on. It's almost impossible to avoid his attacks, as he'll drain your health ASAP every time he grabs an item. Smart thing to do is grab the item first, throw it right back at him, and run away quickly as possible. Because Mojo Jojo can be cheap at his attacks, always grabbing the same ones. And you only get like 2 rounds in this game. Just try your best not to lose, or you'll be starting this all over again. Believe me, I played this game before, and Mojo Jojo was really a pain to take down. Um, it took me like 20 minutes because Mojo Jojo was really hard to avoid his attacks.
I ain't even a little bit scared.
And again, there's not much else to talk about. The girls play basically the same. And when you play all three of them, sure, I can play my favorite character, Bubbles, and she is cute. I'll most likely best out the other characters of Blossom and Buttercup. And disappointingly, this game is not that long. Could try to beat this game in less than an hour to play all three Powerpuff Girls. Also defeating the final boss, him. No matter what you do, him will always grab the pink weight, heavy weight at you. So when you're playing all three of the characters.
What's this? The day is not saved?
And now you get it at the end of the final battle. And again, the true ending of this game is this, when you eat him in the final round. Just a second. Right about here. This is how the game ends.
Well, that was easy as pie. And so, once again, the day is saved. Thanks to the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, that's how the game ends. A complete letdown, that is. It just shows that for like a few seconds, bam, it's over. Overall, this game is not the best one for the PlayStation 1. The 64 was really terrible. Because it replays the same music of the Powerpuff Girls music over and over again. And that's not a good thing. Reuse the same backgrounds over and over again in every battle. At least the voice acting, oh my god, the voice acting in this game's a bit annoying at times. And you have to get used to hearing that throughout the entirety of the game. Kind of like Clay Fighter 63 in the third. Every time they take a hit, they won't shut up. I'm sorry to say that to like the main characters of the Powerpuff Girls, including Bubbles. Sure, she's cute. But it gets annoying after a while. Doing the same thing over and over again. Is the game fun? Yeah, sort of. But at least the other Powerpuff Girls got a little better. Most of them are pretty terrible. Most of them do get a little better. Some of them don't. This is the very first Cartoon Network video game I have to talk about, and it's the only one that's from the early 90s or 2000s. So overall, I give this game, for the PlayStation 1, a 3.1 out of 10 to be a below average fighting game. I would not play this game again and again. I would play this game just nearly once. Once and never again. Because I played the game once before and I would not do it again. It's just not all that fun. At all. I just find most likely the enemies in the Powerpuff Girls really annoying to avoid their attacks. You get stuck in their attacks and you're basically screwed over. If you love the Powerpuff Girls, I would stick with the PlayStation 2 game. Something Fagal Rash, whatever it's called. That's a little bit better than this PlayStation 1 game. And that god-awful 64 game I regret playing. And with terrible controls, terrible... graphics on the 64. But I'll give credit what credit's due. Those of you who like the Powerpuff Girls, this game will be fun for you. If you don't like these sort of fighting games, I understand. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, my friends.